So in this video, I'm going to be sorting out a problem I've had with the car since March 2025 when I put it through its first MOT. Right, so steering arms. As you can see, these are, well, this one is brand new, still got the paint on the clips, the rubbers even, it's brand new, little bit of scratches here and there. This is the UK's driver side, so this is the unadjustable steering arm. It's clamped on both sides, so this side is fully unadjustable, and yeah, so I bought it brand new thinking it would obviously help my steering issues. I needed brand new ones anyway because the old ones were shot. But then, so these are only been on the car a year, and right, so I should not be able to twist that bush that much by hand. Just look at how much play and how much it's moving, and the pressure on my thumb and my fingers. So it's fair to say it's either a bad quality bush or it's just worn out from having the wrong steering arm angle on those old shocks I had. So in this video we're going to be sorting this out, and I'll show you how. So this is how we're sorting out the steering arms. So my mate has borrowed me his lathe again. He smashed these out for me. So what I did was, I take this one at rod end off. He drilled out the centre of this 22mm mild steel bar, and then he threaded one side right hand side and one side left hand thread, sorry. So these go in nicely. This is the opposite side, so there you go. Yeah. They thread in nicely. So these steering arms are now a M14 rose joint on each side, and then I've got these little top hats, spacers. I think they're called like misalignment spacers, top hats, and there's a few names for them, but basically just like a little spacer with a groove on it, so they slip in nicely and they reduce the size of the bush from a 14mm hole to accept an M10 bolt. Only because I could have put a 14mm bolt, but I didn't want the head of the bolt to be too big in the engine bay and in the wheel arch as well. So I reduced them down to an M10. This is actually meant to be the unadjustable side, so I actually have to heat up. I'm going to borrow a immersion bolt heater and heat up where I need to bend, and I'll create a little jig in this video for that arm, and we'll put this side in the vise and we'll just try and bend this with a bit of heat. I've already got the straight one in the car, so I'll take you over there, we'll have a look.
Okay.
So here we are. Try and get it up in here so you can see it a bit better. So there is in the rack with the little top hat spacers. M10 bolt, 17mm head, so it doesn't look too out of place in the engine bay. And yeah, so you can see with these new struts I've done the steering arm sits a lot higher in the access hole, I guess, for the strut, but we're not clashing with the top anyway, so that's a plus. We are a little bit tight on space here, but it's still not touching. I can still adjust the bar freely without it touching the bracket. So that's ideal. I'm going to try and get some light into the wheel well for you. Right, so you can kind of see it there as well. Try and zoom in. There you go. So you can see the steering arm on the strut, and then the little spacers and the rose joints there. Everything looking nice. As for this side, this one is done. So the only thing I have to do now is just take this back off, and just need to put some epoxy primer on it and a bit of satin black, because these are mild steel. I wasn't sure if I was going to go stainless. I was going to go, but I wasn't sure if I was able to bend stainless by myself in a vise without like a hydraulic press or something. So I got mild steel with these. In the future I might go stainless and then either sell these ones or just change out the actual arm for the stainless. But yeah, so I am really pleased with those, and I can already tell just by the steering that I've hardly got, even though there's only one side on there, before I had loads of play in the steering. Sorry, it's dark in here, but yeah, it already feels a lot better on the steering wheel, even though I've only got one side connected and it's aired out at the moment. But yeah, so far so good with that. So yeah, let's get to bending this other arm. Right, so all I've done as a little jig for now is use this 2-inch piece of box section, and I've drilled, I centered this bush as best as I could by eye, offset this hole to the side, I'll show you in a minute, and then one hole for this M8 this side. And yeah, so basically that's going to go in there. Bang. So both sides sitting there, and then the reason why I wanted it offset was like this, so I can cut a small section of this box off and I'll weld it on this box section here, so then when this new arm is in here I can mark on this arm, compared to the little box section that's going to be welded in here, where I need to bend from on this new arm, so I can get this round to this hole. And it'll also give me clearance, so I know if this new arm is tight against this little box that's going to be welded here, then I've got plenty of bend on this new arm. So that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, so we'll go cut that off now and weld it onto there and bend this new arm. Right then, so I've got my little jig made up. So if I put this steering arm into it, I space that out. This block is flush against the arm, and it finishes where the bend starts on the arm. It might look like it's a bit further along, but it's like kind of a little long radius bend, so that's where the bend actually starts. So we're completely flush against it there. So now I can put this new, it's going to have to do one-handed, new bar in here, and I can now mark on this new steering arm where I need to start my bend from, so I can then heat it up and bend it in the vise. And then we'll just keep taking out the vise, bend it a little bit at a time, put it back in the jig and get that hole to line up with that other joint in there. So let's do that. So yeah, we have the induction heater heating up the bar there now. so hopefully I can get it hot enough with this that it'll bend quite easy. Yeah, we'll try and bend it with that bar over there, see how we get on. And there we go. So I just kept heating it up and bending it little by little. Brother came out to help me to just get on the bar and crank it a bit, but I'm happy with that. Both bolts slipped in, jigs worked out perfectly. So yeah, let's go cool this down, and then we'll go put some paint on them and put them back in the car. So there we have it. They are both fitted onto the car, just test fit. Everything clears. They feel a lot better steering wise. There's a lot less play in the steering. As you can see, no binding when airing out. We're still low, and what's even better is the toe is hardly towing in now when it's airing out, which is exactly what we want. On the old arms and the old struts, it used to tow in a lot more. You could visually see that it was towing in. So, and that's, I set the alignment when it was really high as well, so if I set it for a lower driving height for the 13-inch wheels, then we will tow in less when we air out. So again, massive bonus. Car looks incredible. But yeah, I'll take these back off now, paint them, and then they can go back on the car for good. So let's do that. So here they are in their finished condition. Got to put some epoxy primer down first, and then 3 coats of just satin black. We'll see how they hold up. I do kind of wish I did them in stainless steel now, but I just wasn't sure how the stainless steel was going to bend with that induction heater, but now I know it went quite smoothly. I can maybe redo these with some stainless steel tube just so they're lighter as well, because they are quite heavy, but at least they're heavy duty. I'm gonna bend anytime soon, and I highly doubt they'll bend even if they get a whack, to be honest, but I'm very happy with them. But yeah, so we'll wait 24 hours and then we'll get them fitted back onto the car. It's a dry day. I've got the steering arms back on the car. They look amazing. All fitted up nicely. So you see there, that's how the spacers work. So you've got top at the top and the bottom, just so the bolt doesn't pinch the actual ball joint itself. And there you go. Let's go to the other side as well. So yeah, both sides on and looking awesome. That's another previous video we did. We made these custom air ride struts, welded them into the existing Polo hubs. Yeah, so there we have it. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we hopefully drive this car and get it running properly. So thanks for watching.